do believe that reconciliation and peacemaking are at the heart of the gospel. Paul said God was in Christ reconciling the world to himself and has given to us the ministry of reconciliation. And I'm one of those who believes it's important not to read Paul against Jesus, but to understand them together. And it's very clear to me that Paul was seeing this in Jesus. Jesus is our archetype, our model for reconciliation. So that's my warrant for reconciliation. It's also something of my motive, partly because I've seen what God does in reconciling us to others when he truly reconciles us to him. I have a longing for that. The whole travel narrative in Luke is built around the things that make for peace. And what I like to say, because I believe it, is that peacemaking is a gospel imperative. We've been made ambassadors of reconciliation. I actually would say that peacemaking is not adiaphora. It's not something we can just kind of agree to disagree about. That to treat peacemaking as adiaphora is in fact itself a false teaching and creates over time a fictitious gospel. So I feel quite strongly that this is a matter of faithfulness to Jesus Christ. I think peacemaking leads to reconciliation, but reconciliation doesn't always happen, but we should be striving for that. But I think peacemaking is that precondition which allows the gospel to be heard. It makes the gospel plausible. A gospel of reconciliation is hard to hear, understand, or believe when Christians are fighting each other. That raises lots of interesting issues about, when Christians sin and the issues of discipline, and I'm in no way trying to marginalize those teachings of the New Testament. But I do think it's important to strive for peace with all people, as Paul says, to reduce conflict, so that you can have the kind of ministry and kind of conversations where reconciliation can be achieved.